Well, only a select few of new Americans will be able to have this.
Look at that subtle off-white coloring. The tasteful thickness of it. Oh my God.
Yep, as Donald Trump just debuted and showed everyone his gold card, as there's a plethora of incredible, crazy news from DOGE to the European Union going after Elon Musk to some left-wing violence and insanity happening all throughout the United States. This, as I'm just going to do a video talking about all the biggest, latest news happening right now in this particular video to give you an update about what's really happening in the world. As of course, I think the biggest story developing right now is this one from the New York Times that is describing how the European Union is preparing for, quote, significant action against Twitter, against X, a platform that actually allows free speech and doesn't censor political expressions and opinions that very frickin' limp-wristed, pathetic liberal Democrats can't handle. As, of course, in Europe, people literally have police officers break down their door, show up at their house, arrest them, carry them out for memes and political thoughts and expressions that they just don't like. They're like, oh, I disagree with this. This hurts my feelings. You go to jail. Huh. Maybe you should examine, those feelings. Maybe you should examine those emotions. Maybe you shouldn't be so triggered all the frickin' time, to the point now where there's going to be significant bureaucratic action that could try to take out Twitter. As of course, I don't see Elon Musk abiding by this. As of course, you're getting fined $1 billion for disinformation. Wait until they find out about the New York Times and how they told us there was weapons of mass destruction. Are they ever going to be held accountable? Nope. Is Facebook? Well, Facebook actually faced some interesting fines here, but the state apparatuses here are at play here as they are going to viciously strike against Elon Musk, predominantly because of all the work that he has done against the bureaucracy, against the money laundering, against the fraud, against the corruption, especially with U.S. aid money that was sent off and divvied off to many countries around the world in order to make the world gayer and more liberal. Elon Musk put a stop to all of that, and of course, he has made a lot of enemies. The Russians don't like him. They have tried to hack Starlink before, and now the Europeans. Even though he's greatly helping the Ukrainians and the Europeans in this proxy conflict with advanced satellite technology, even though he's volunteering and donated huge sums of his own time and money towards helping the Ukrainians, now the European Union's like, no, he stands with Donald Trump. No one could stand with Donald Trump. No one could stand with right-wing politicians. Of course, Elon also supported some right-wing conservative ideas in Europe as well. Ha! The blasphemy! Jail immediately. Or let's just try to cripple one of the last platforms that actually allows people to be adults and have discerning opinions and allows each other to communicate in a free, open, and honest way. Nope, not allowed here. And that, of course, just shows you just the sheer level of sinisterness by these bureaucrats that love to punish people who don't fall into their orthodoxies, which perfectly highlights CNN, a news organization now crying that neocons are being fired because Laura Loomer brought out the binders and brought out the receipts to Donald Trump recently, highlighting how, there's people working with his administration that aren't the best of allies for Donald Trump and our neocon warmongers from the Bush era. This, as of course, a lot of people are sharing this video right now, highlighting how CNN is once again using a filter unfairly, trying to make Donald Trump look more orange than he actually is, as a lot of people are comparing the footage that is being shown on Fox News and other news broadcasts and saying, hey, that guy's really orange at CNN here, as Donald Trump also debuted the gold card, which is going to be available for $5 million for people trying to get citizenship here in the United States, as it will be out in about 2 weeks, as a lot of people have already signed up, as this will be a way to, of course, garner investment into the United States and allow a lot of rich people to actually become American citizens and start their own businesses and enterprises here.
$5 million. For $5 million, this could be yours. That was was the first of the cards. And then, you know what that card is?
Gold card.
It's the gold card. The Trump card, gold card.
Who's the first buyer?
Me.
Who's the second?
First. I don't know, but I'm the first buyer. It'll be out in about less than 2 weeks. Probably.
This says, of course, Donald Trump is a businessman, as now a lot of people are saying the business isn't too well, as there's now a lot of controversy surrounding his tariffs. Overall, I think the tariffs are a great idea, personally, myself. Yes, there's going to be some economic upheaval. Yes, there's going to be some disasters inside of the stock market, but I think a correction, one, is long overdue. Two, being able to have reciprocal tariffs in order to protect American businesses to be able to sell their products worldwide, I think is a smart strategic move. And even though it's not a move that's good for the economy right now, I understand that it potentially will be a good move in the future, as now Mike Pence has his panties in a bunch, as well as some other people that are really pissed off about this before, talking about all the anger and frustration from all of the people that are just trying to make a quick buck here. We wanted to tell you about an investment that is worth doing, and of course that is lukeunfiltered.com. If you haven't signed up for that, what are you doing? We're going to be doing a meetup soon, either in the next few days or in 2 weeks. I still haven't decided when exactly we are going to be doing our meetup, but soon here in South Florida. Let's have a little gathering. Let's meet, let's talk, let's chill out. Last time we did a range day. We're going to do another range day soon. So if you want to sign up for the range day, I got to release that video. That video is pretty fun, showing you what we're up to, what we do. If you want to sign up for that range day, sign up to lukeunfiltered.com. I'm going to tell my crew to set it up. 10 spots available, and it's going to be really fun. Last time we did a nature hike. Other times we did meetups. Other times we went out and got oysters. Lots of really fun stuff that we're going to be doing, and all of it starts on lukeunfiltered.com. 13 plus years of videos there. 3 master classes. Lots of really cool stuff. So again, sign up, and I am going to be investing a lot of my time as you guys are investing in me. I want to go out there. I want to hit the ground. I want to do some on-the-ground reporting. You could make that possible with your support. Less than 20 cents a day. Click right here. And then when you do, signing up is quick, it's easy and simple. And then, of course, you get an email, and then Google just sends it to your spam. So check your spam. When you check your spam, then you're able to, of course, log in and get access to all the master classes and all the cool resources that we have available to you. Now, according to a group that was founded by former Vice President Mike Pence, they estimate that this will cost American families $3,500 a year. Well, it depends on what they're buying and what they're spending. It depends who they're deciding to invest in with their dollar. Who are they going to be voting with their dollar? You're voting with American companies. You're buying American made. You're going to save a bunch of money comparatively than you just being dependent on slave-made goods internationally, as a lot of people are losing out on this, including Trump's own cabinet members that have lost a lot of money, since a lot of them are invested in specific markets that now are drastically affected by this. As Donald Trump, in response to all of this, has issued a statement that a lot of people say is shocking. I don't think it's that shocking. Here's what he said.
I think it's going very well. It was an operation, like when a patient gets operated on, and it's a big thing. I said this would exactly be the way it is. We have $6 or $7 trillion coming into our country, and we've never seen anything like it. The markets are going to boom, the stock is going to boom, the country is going to boom, and the rest of the world wants to see, is there any way they can make a deal? They've taken advantage of us for many, many years. For many years, we've been at the wrong side of the ball, and I'll tell you what, I think it's going to be unbelievable. The thing that people have to talk about, we're up almost to $7 trillion of investment coming into our country, and you'll see how it's going to turn out. Our country's going to boom.
Yep, it went boom, all right. It went down and boom. That's a very optimistic kind of perspective here, as a lot of people are predicting 6 to 9 months of economic upheaval and a downturn. And then, of course, from there, people expect there to be more positive sightings. But again, I could be wrong here. The analysts could be wrong here. Lots of people are wrong routinely, especially when it comes to the American economy here, as we are seeing major companies like GM just announced that they're going to be dramatically increasing their car production inside of the United States, which will avoid a lot of the tariffs. A lot of the tariffs are already being taken down by countries who are saying, okay, we'll take down your tariffs, you take down yours. Okay, cool. That's how it works. And it's a win-win for everyone here. And eventually, I would, ponder, and I would think, I think a lot of these countries are just going to drop all of their tariffs against the United States, which the United States would then drop tariffs against them, which I think would be a good and strategic move. All of this, as Donald Trump is also hinting at something major that Elon Musk and DOGE discovered recently that's going to be made to the general public. That's going to be released to the general public very soon, as he also said this just a couple moments ago.
Still going. I mean, they're going strong. They found something today that's horrible. It's horrible. So what they found, well, you'll find out very soon. What they found is incredible, and I give him a lot of credit. He's got some very smart people with him.
Do you think he can
And they're working very closely with our secretaries and the people that are the heads of.
Do you
Do you think you would appoint him to another position once his 130
Well, I
days?
would. I think Elon's great, but he also has a company to run, or a number of companies to run. That he can do this, and he can.
This is a lot of people are saying that there might not be a big future for Elon Musk inside of the Trump administration, as a lot of people are reporting that he's allegedly on his way out. Now, what is that one thing that he found that's, quote, horrible that we're going to find out very soon? Well, we, of course, are going to be waiting, as, of course, I'm not surprised that there's something really awful and horrible that the government has been doing behind our backs, secretly against us, probably defrauding us, probably filled with just illegal actions and activities. And, of course, these governments literally got caught. Operation Fast and Furious, running weapons to the cartels. And that's what Barack Obama did. All right. They literally were doing Operation frickin' Northwoods, which was proposed by the Joint Chiefs of Staffs to JFK Jr., saying, yeah, we're just going to do something very similar to what just happened in, New York City in 2001. Oh, yeah. There's Operation Mockingbird, there's MK Ultra, there's Iran-Contra, and there's just Operation Mongoose. And I could keep going and going and going, describing just some of the most illegal, awful, insane behavior. Oh, yeah, the Epstein stuff that conveniently they covered up for, nearly 3 decades, as, of course, that operation probably is still ongoing and happening with other individuals. But this is the important marker here. As Donald Trump is exposing a lot of this, he's making a lot of executive actions, but is he able to, of course, implement any new legislation and laws? Well, there's a new war amongst the Republicans about women voting when they're pregnant and after they give birth. That's literally the thing that is stopping Congress from acting and pushing forward legislation. Now, there is news, specifically, more importantly, about a big bill coming that's going to have a lot of stuff in it. I don't know why they do these huge bills. And there's probably going to be a bunch of pork, a bunch of wasteful spending. There's probably going to be a bunch of nonsense in there. And why don't they just do bill for bill for bill? Thomas Macy has been introducing legislation saying, okay, national concealed carry, let's get that done right now. Here's the bill. It's very easily read. Oh, here's the bill. And the Department of Education officially here, because again, when the next president comes in, he's going to have the rights to take away all of those executive actions. Everything DOGE uncovered here, they're just going to bring back and going to do again, unless a lot of this is codified into law. And the Republicans and a lot of the legislators have failed us because they're arguing, because there's women arguing, okay, about when they should vote and not vote when they have babies plopped out of their bodies. Who cares? Just get stuff done. Start passing stuff, as the Republicans are probably not going to have a majority very soon, especially during the midterm. There's only a small window here. And we saw what happened in Wisconsin. What happened in Wisconsin recently with the special elections there for their Supreme Court, where we saw the Democratic billionaires beat out Elon Musk, the single billionaire. And those Democrat billionaires, those Pritzkers, the Soroses, they were able to sway the general public far more better than Elon Musk was, who came in a little bit late to the game. And some people have argued shouldn't have even been there in the first place. I disagree with that sentiment. I think he was a little bit late to the game. The Republicans lost in Wisconsin, highlighting how they will probably lose the midterms. There's very few kind of elections. Again, these politicians take a lot of vacation days. There's very few days where actual legislation, actual stuff could get done here, and the Republicans are just sitting on their hands, and they allow women to argue and destroy their abilities to get anything done. This, as Donald Trump, though, the one good marker is that he's firing people. The cutting, the firing, all of that needs to be codified into law. Congress needs to pass a law doing that. But as we're finding out, there's a number of people being fired at the highest command right now from the U.S. government, as we're finding out. That President Donald Trump just fired U.S. Cyber Command and NSA Director Timothy Hague. He fired a whole bunch of people part of the National Security Council. He fired a whole bunch of other people. Why? Because Laura Loomer told him to. Yes, Laura Loomer. That crazy lady. She had a meeting with Trump, gave him her vetting reports and said, yeah, you got to fire these people. They're all horrible. They're all neocons. They're all pretty bad. And they did, which highlights how there is a possibility that things could potentially ease up and finally stop being escalated inside of the Middle East. As we also got news reports today that the Iranian government told any of their citizens and military and officials to officially leave Yemen and not be a part of the Houthis conflict. That's the reports that are coming out there, as the United States has sent a significant portion of U.S. military infrastructure, of all of significant long strategic bombers, major aircraft carriers are in the region right now in the Middle East. There's a lot of people are just saying it's just a matter of when, not if, when the United States starts bombing and attacking Iran. Now, it looks like Iran is taking a step back. It's kind of acquiescing to some of the demands here from the United States, as Donald Trump told Iran, hey, stop supporting these Houthi guys who are bombing Israel. That's essentially what a lot of this is really about. Let's just be clear and honest with ourselves, as a lot of people are kind of asking themselves, this really has nothing to do with us. Why are we getting involved? And why are we so close to a full, all-out explosion of tensions inside of the frickin' Middle East, when it's none of our frickin' business? But now, hopefully, the firings have cooled the temperature in the room and have stopped these escalatory measures being made by the Trump administration that is coming closer and closer to disaster, and that is launching another major war in the Middle East, which is absolutely unnecessary and a huge waste of time and resources. This, as there's also a lot of fighting here domestically, as we have footage of Antifa attacking a TPUSA table at the University of California, Davis, showing police officers just literally standing by. Walking around like, oh, and Antifa comes in, takes away all of their property, and police officers are just kind of like walking there and being like, oh, In another video, a conservative YouTuber was also beaten and bloodied in New York City when she was conducting interviews about, quote, reproductive rights. And then she, of course, was taken to the hospital. She was bloodied up here, showing you how political violence is heating up in this country, sadly, as a lot of things are being made political, including the very tragic, heartbreaking story of what happened to Austin Metcalf. He was an individual that was a part of a track meet, and the opposing student from the other school, when they got into an argument over seating, decided to stab him repeatedly. As the father of this 17-year-old murderer, who clearly had very low impulse control here, just came out and told everyone, he's a good kid. Why is everyone judging him? He stabbed a kid over a seating. Okay? A seating argument. All right? There was a stupid argument. When do you take out a knife and stab someone in the heart? Because of seatings? As this has definitely started some very interesting conversations on Twitter. specifically about crime statistics and demographics that a lot of people are having right now. That's very uncomfortable for some people to delve into. As overall, this is a tragedy. And a lot of the times when we look at news reporting of a lot of these incidences, when it's convenient for the system to play up the kind of race narratives, when it goes along with what they want you to kind of talk about here, they of course will tell you, white man took the life of a black teen. But with this specific incident, it's just two teenagers, two 17-year-olds. Why is that? Why is that? It's a little weird. That's a little peculiar there, don't you say? It's almost as if there's an agenda here. It's almost as if it's supposed to demonize a specific group of people. And again, you should never just blanketly believe the corporate media in a lot of this, as now a lot of people are bringing up some important points that I think are worth noting. I think the conversation is worth having, and even though it's a very delicate conversation, since clearly people are violent, I think it's an important one that needs to be had in a reasonable, understanding way, because it needs to come from care, from consideration. It needs to come from a place that addresses it in a real life way, so there could be actual changes in our society, so people could understand the bigger truth of this. But that's a conversation that, of course, is shut down and denied automatically for some strange reason. And I don't think those conversations should be shut down. I think a lot of the fake news needs to be called out. I think a lot of the attacks against innocent people needs to stop immediately. And I think there's too much cowardice out there. There's too much people out there that are just weak. That needs to kind of stop, in my opinion. We need more peace. We need more resolution. We need more people to de-escalate the situation. But clearly, the way that things are unfolding right now, it doesn't look like that's going to be happening anytime soon, as of course we're expecting more Summer of Loves, especially around the Luigi Mangione criminal court case that's going to be popping off. That's going to be interesting, to say the least, here, as of course we could expect a lot more protest, a lot more disarray, a lot more chaos, and a lot more dishonest conversations from the corporate media. And that's why I do what I do. If you like it, sign up to lookunfiltered.com. Truly great content towards helping you become the best, most amazing, strongest version of yourself. Sign up right now. Stay tuned for more. We're going to be releasing more videos later on today on youtube.com/wearechange.